But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and so you're back from my space. I just walked in to find you. Okay, that was the stupidest introduction ever. I'm getting low on ways to entertain you guys, but that's okay. I got the dinosaur. I even have a Thor hammer, right? So this is going to be a great review. We need to talk about some very important things. You guys have a very important test tomorrow, and I hope you do well on it. But I'd like to talk to you a bit about congressional leadership. And it's very important that you guys understand the differences between House leadership and Senate leadership. As you can tell, my voice is pretty much dead after my 6 hours of lecturing today, so I'll make this pretty fast. First of all, in the House of Representatives, make sure you know the Speaker of the House. It's the very first leadership position mentioned in the United States Constitution. The Speaker of the House obviously presides over the House. He's second in line to the presidency, and he is very influential in deciding what the agenda for the overall House is going to be, and also in deciding things like which bills are going to be considered, which committees the bills will go to, what chairmanships are going to go to whom, who's going to sit on what committees. The Speaker of the House is a very powerful position. And different eras of American history have some weak speakers, some have very strong speakers. By historic standards, we have a very strong speaker in John Boehner, and the speaker is elected by everybody. And that's why the Speaker of the House always comes from the majority party. The majority party is always going to be able to elect somebody from their conference or caucus to be the Speaker of the House. You also have the party leaders, the majority leader and the minority leader. The majority leader today is Eric Cantor from Virginia. You have the minority leader, Nancy Pelosi, who is from Northern California, San Francisco. And they are both in charge of rallying their troops, making sure that their party has an agenda that they are going to pursue in the House of Representatives. Now remember, it's a bit tougher in the majority in the House of Representatives. They have to govern. They have to get stuff done. If you're Eric Cantor, you have to essentially get the troops together and try and hold them together so they can agree on a common narrative about where Republicans stand in the House of Representatives. Remember, this is a majority-based institution. And so there's a lot of responsibility there. Whereas the minority party leader, Nancy Pelosi, for instance, really she is just the party of no. And every minority party in the House of Representatives is the party of no. They really can't get anything done. They don't control the Rules Committee. They don't have any chairmanships. They don't hold the speaker gavel. They have none of that power. Finally, you would have the whips. And the party whips, the majority whip and Kevin McCarthy, and you have the minority whip, they both try to keep the Republicans and the Democrats together voting as one. This is a very difficult job sometimes, especially when your conference is splintered the way that the Republican conference is splintered today between kind of mainstream orthodox Republicans versus the Tea Party, very conservative Republicans. It's very tough for Kevin McCarthy, for the whip, in any situation, for the whip to keep all those votes together. Of course, the minority whip does the same thing, which is a little bit easier when you're the minority party because really you're just trying to oppose oftentimes what the majority is trying to pursue in their agenda. Now, in the Senate, leadership is not as important. Technically, the vice president is the president of the Senate, but all he does is break ties. When he's gone, the president pro tempore, who is always usually the longest serving member from the majority party, takes his place. He serves as third in line to the president, but the real power is the Senate majority leader. And the Senate majority leader is somebody who really decides what the agenda of the Senate is going to be. He's like a one-man rules committee. Benjamin, what is this?
A dinosaur.
Okay, say bye-bye to everybody.
Bye.